Alex, just now you mentioned about the environment because I think you are changing from the format of paper to paperless, and still a lot of people are not sure, even the old Cosec are not sure whether they need audit and so on. That's why they kept a lot of paper for many, many years. So since you are mentioned that this is legal, how much it impact the environment? Because I think every company were to go to traditional Cosec, there's a tons of paper in terms of the volume and how this impact.
Yeah, when you think about it, right? Now, if you store files, right? Let's say you have hundreds or thousands of clients. Like, imagine if you have to find an information. Like, you have to go into the file, look for the file, then you flip through the file. Wow, it's so difficult. For us, we Control F. Like, Control F, you can find company name, the keyword, whatever. So it's much more convenient to save digitally, and the cost to actually putting up digital storage, actually it can save a lot. But environmental impact, I would estimate right, every year, right, we have 420,000 new businesses being created in Malaysia, right? And imagine if, for each business you have about 10 files or so like that. Based on our estimate, every day we are just, company secretaries are just killing 1 tree a day just to have these documents printed and then store it and never see them again most of the time, right? You never really open and look at it, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, imagine, right, 4.2 million pieces of papers, right? There's 350 trees chopped down every year. So that's about 1 tree lost just because we do not want to move towards digitalization. Yeah. So if you are Digital Cosec, then yeah, you are already helping, to save the trees, save the papers. Actually, you save a lot of space too, right? And space is costly nowadays.
Yeah. Since you mentioned this is legal, are those Cosec also follow suit to transform their business into digital? The competitor?
Well, okay, I think nowadays you will see more and more players coming in. They also position themselves as digital company secretaries. That's a good sign, right? The more people, it's like electric car, the more players come in, consumer have more confidence, right? And it will drive the whole industry towards adoption of Digital Cosec. And actually is also much more efficient for everyone, right? Imagine one Cosec to another, one Digital Cosec to another Digital Cosec. If you want to switch over, it's so much faster. I just send you the files, right? Rather than I pack up, put in the box, and then you ask your courier runner to come or pick up. So imagine the time and cost involved compared to you can do things digitally. Yeah, more and more Digital Cosec coming. When we started out in Malaysia, I think there's only like a handful, like 1 or 2 players. Like we definitely the early ones. Yeah. So now coming more and more. Yeah. So I think it's a positive sign.
But Alex, do you see the traditional big players are also shifting to this? Because like you said earlier, they probably have clients that already with them for 30 years, and the history, if they have to migrate everything to digital, probably involve even more time to scan and store. Do you see the big guys are also following this? I mean, the younger or the newer secretary company is easier because they start from zero. But the old and big one, is it easier for them to switch?
Well, there are several who come and ask us too, right? Hey, how you guys are doing it? Like, what platform do you use? So we we share with them like how they can do it as well. So even for 30, 20-year-old company, they want to, because I think the pandemic is a wake-up call for them. Out of the sudden, they cannot do things. And their clients also knocking on their door. Hey, I want this done, right? Then you say, my office is closed, cannot do anything. So they also is a wake-up call. They want to, but they may not know how to go about it. So you will see some of these solutions out there that is coming up as well to cater for them to transform. So they, not to say they're not interested, they are looking into it. Some older ones, or they would split up a new entity entirely, right? Okay, this new branch is Digital Cosec. The old one maybe they won't disturb them because it's a lot of work to really, like, if you want to scan everything, right? So they start all new with the backing of their current workforce or capital. Yeah, some will do that. Some will just remain.
But would the client expect a cheaper version since everything is on digital? Like what you mentioned about the saving on all the extra costs. Would the client actually expect a saving?
Now, this is an argument where they really have to calculate because each company run on a different way. Like for us, we invest a lot of digital tools, right? Every of course have a phone, for example. Everyone has a phone line. We really invest in all these cybersecurity and all this. We really heavily invested in infrastructure, right? For those who are running like maybe they use Gmail or Hotmail, whatever, they may feel reluctant until they really calculate it out. Like, actually, do you really lose that much because you transform? And actually, I don't think the client would expect, hey, now you digital already, you reduce. Actually, client might actually be happy because you're doing things much faster, much more convenient. Because then you don't need to charge me printing and all this unless the Cosec themselves want to earn that money. They want to print because they can charge. They want to courier because they can charge and earn extra money. But just now I said we grow 10 times faster, right? I think it's not about how much you save, but how much more client you can serve by doing things faster because you have become digital.